What is a copyright?
A copyright is, I'm going to equate it to, you're a songwriter, and you're going to assign your share of the publishing to me. So Steve Kirk writes 100% of the song. He assigns 100% to Mark Liggett. That 100% is going to represent the copyright of the song.
Okay.
So the copyright is the actual property. I equate it, an easy way that people would understand it is like if you buy a house, generally there's a deed to the house that proves that you own it. When you have a song and the song's assigned to a publisher, the copyright represents the property. So that's important because if you own the property and you ever want to sell the property, the writer can't sell the property because the writer doesn't own it. The writer assigned 100% to me.
Yes.
In the case that we're talking about. So I have the ability, there's a lot of things that are attached to the copyright ownership, but the main thing is, for the discussion right now, is I can turn around and sell that. It's my property.
So that's a copyright. And you kind of got into this, but who owns the copyright? At first, I guess it's the songwriter that owns
the copyright. Well, the songwriter absolutely unequivocally owns. If it's one writer, you own it. If it's you and your brother owns half and you own half, or whatever percentage you guys dictated to each other. Until you guys decide to assign that, you both have a deal. So I'm assuming you've assigned that copyright to your publisher. So they own it. It's their property. They can make decisions about that song. I mean, everybody's heard the stuff about the Beatles, and they didn't want the songs in a commercial and this and that. Well, you know what's really funny? They did that out of courtesy to the Beatles because the Beatles didn't really own the copyrights. Which was really funny. But, probably you didn't really want to piss them off.
Right.
Because they've made you billions of dollars. So why are you going to be like, well, we want to use them. And then eventually they started using them anyway for commercials. But the only other thing I want to address is there's also the song copyright, but there's copyrights for video copyrights. And there's also sound recording copyrights. So a sound recording copyright, which is you would file that in the Library of Congress, is a Form SR, sound recording, is for your master. So the record label, generally, when you sign a record deal, who do you think would own the copyright to that master recording?
The label.
Move to the front of the class. So they'll file Form SR, which is the sound recording, and they'll own that master, that sound recording, which we're back to the same thing we said with a song copyright, which is, guess who can sell that sound recording? The label can. They can put it in their library and reissue it and repackage it and remaster it. Back to the Beatles again. How many times every Christmas don't you see the Beatles remastered, repackaged, done in mono, new artwork? Right?
Yep, absolutely.
Right.
They keep on and they keep making money
every time. Keep making money, right? Yep. Because they don't really have to spend any money to promote it. You don't really need to promote the Beatles.
Right.
Yeah.